Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the West Ham Way YouTube channel. I am back. I've got a new setup, new computer. Everything's running very, very nicely for me, so I'm able to do some videos. I know it's been very on and off for me on the channel at the moment, but I want to get consistent. I want to try and make sure I'm giving you those daily videos. And today we're going to be talking about what I would say is probably a very controversial topic for West Ham fans, and that is Thomas CZECH. Let's be honest, the last year and a half he's been pretty dire. I think I've slated him probably more times than anybody else. Somebody that when I see his name on the team sheet, I just see him as a detriment. I just see him as, a bloke that works hard and let's be honest, you love his team spirit and he gives absolutely everything for the badge. And you can't disrespect that. And it's very rare to find that in players these days. And when he has been, rumoured to get a move away, he's been like, no, I want to, stay at West Ham. I want to fight for West Ham. But we can't argue that when we see him on a football pitch, sometimes he's not necessarily the best player on the football pitch. Sometimes he's a bit of a liability. And that has kind of led me into thinking that maybe this summer wouldn't be the worst time to sell him. Maybe we need to think about integrating other players into our team. It's probably not the worst thing in the world if he was to leave. But I'll tell you what, this season, I have to say, he's been very, very good. I think his problems on the ball were still there. And I remember David X using a term of like ghosting. He almost looks like he doesn't want to be on the ball. He wants to kind of just hide in the team. And I do agree with that, to be honest with you. I do agree with that. But I think, 1 goal, 1 assist, 7 games. Yeah, on the face of it, not the best stats in the world, but he's already making, I'd say, a good claim. He's getting some big chances. I think he's missed 2 big chances already, which, yes, you can look at that as, well, that's poor. But also you can look at that as, well, at least he's getting in the position to try and score those big chances. He's got some very decent stats this year, and I think that perhaps playing in this midfield maybe is, I don't know, it's an interesting question, is it? Do you think that because Declan Rice has left, that Thomas CZECH is actually playing better now? And it's hard to argue, really, because since he has left, he has played better. Since Rice has left, CZECH has played better football, and I think he has looked more confident. However, having said that, I still think there are some issues with his game, but he's definitely on a comeback, and I think he scored in the cup as well. I think he's on a very good comeback, and I think he's looking good in the team. But one player I definitely want to be talking about is Vladimir Coufal, and he's going very, very under the radar at the moment. I think his comments off the pitch have been absolutely brilliant as well. The way he's spoken about things like, we are better without Declan Rice. A lot of comments like that. But also, I just think his stats are incredible. We've got Areola, and we looked at his stats. Somebody who I think is one of the well, not arguably, he's one of the best in the league at the moment for how well he's doing. But if you look at Vladimir Coufal's stats at the moment in the Premier League, tackles wise, he's 5th in the league with 20 tackles, just second behind Amari, 2 behind Amari Bell in first with 22. That ranks him in 5th. For assists, he's second. I think he's just beaten by Trippier. He's got 3 assists so far, and Trippier has 4. When you look at some of the stats that Coufal is producing at the moment, I think they're absolutely brilliant. And I think as well in the team, he's got like 3rd most clearances or 4th most clearances. Zuma and Aged, they're like 1st and 10th for clearances in the league. So we've got a lot of players with some very good stats at the moment. I think Thomas CZECH as well in our squad has the 2nd most shots. He has 11 with Benrahma as well. Jarrod Bowen has 22. So again, you can say 11 shots, only 1 goal. Well, okay. Jarrod Bowen's had 22 shots. He scored 5. So when you look at that, you've had essentially you missed 9 chances of CZECH. You missed 16, 17 chances with Jarrod Bowen. So it doesn't always translate that way. But I think when you look at the stats, and that's something that I do want to look more into, is the stats, because I think, yes, stats don't tell the full picture, but sometimes they can give us a ground. I think that every single argument you can come up with, or every single philosophy you can come up with football, should come through just watching a player, just seeing a player. And then if you want to back that up with stats afterwards, I think that makes sense to me. I think if you're going to look at stats and then argue that, Areola, like if you saw stats and saw that Areola's got the most saves in the league, and you'd argue, oh, well, he's the best goalkeeper in the league, then no, okay, that's not the case. But if you look at Areola doing well, then you also say, oh, he's also got the most saves in the league, and he's also got this and that. I think you then start to build a case for yourself. So I do think stats are important. I mean, at the end of the day, football is not built on stats necessarily, but the only stat that is important is how many goals you score. I mean, you win the Golden Boot based off of a stat, how many goals you score. So stats are important to look at. And when you look at Lucas Paqueta, Vladimir Coufal, Areola, Thomas Soucek, they've got some of the best stats in the league at the moment. Kurt Zuma as well, Jared Bowen. I mean, we've got a team at the moment that is not only playing good football, but is performing well on the pitch. And I think Coufal as well for me is the biggest surprise, because last season for him, I just thought he had flashes of brilliance, but I just thought he was done. I didn't think that he had the ability to produce what he's doing at the moment, but he's got 3 assists in the last 3 games. One of which being against City, and the other of which being against Liverpool, which I think is very, very good. And I think defensively as well, obviously he's doing very well, 5th in the league for tackles. I think he progresses the ball really, really well. And I also think one thing that we do overlook a lot as a football fan is, behind the scenes, what are they bringing to the dressing room? What sort of vibes are they bringing? And I think the two of them together bring immaculate vibes to that dressing room. You can tell that everyone loves Thomas Soucek. Vladimir Coufal is an absolute warrior. He's a workhorse. He gets the job done. And like I said, the comments that he's been making off the pitch, I think, backing Jared Bowen and Ward-Prowse to get into the England team, backing Soucek, backing themselves, saying we're actually better without Rice. We don't need Rice. Maybe you think it's an unnecessary comment, but I think it's a comment in the right direction. You want someone who's going to sit there and champion your team and going to try and do that stuff. So not only is Thomas Soucek and more importantly Vladimir Coufal performing incredibly on the pitch, I think they're doing a really, really good job off the pitch as well. But what do you guys think? Do you think that we're seeing a better Thomas Soucek and a better Vladimir Coufal? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. Put the hammers emoji in the chat below. Would you be looking at selling Thomas Soucek or Vladimir Coufal come next summer? Or do you think they've done enough to earn themselves a place in the team? And I'll see you on the next one.